Caregivers often wonder, why do some people burn out so quickly while others keep going? The truth is not just about willpower or strength. It's about how your body and mind are processing stress. It's about how your body and mind are managing and whether you are listening to the early sign that a burnout might be coming. In this video, we are going to explore why some caregivers burn out faster than others and how Ayurveda gives us a clear map to prevent it. Stay until the end because I will share the specific sign Ayurveda teaches us to look for before burnt out happens and what to do to rebalance today. Hi, I'm Jean-François. I'm a registered nurse, an Ayurvedic health counselor, a yoga teacher, and a Vedic astrologer. I work with many caregivers who are strong, dedicated, and loving, but who silently push themselves until they collapse. And that's why I combine my nursing background with Ayurveda to help caregivers notice the subtle sign earlier, rebalance their energy, and protect their well-being without abandoning their loved one. So please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel for weekly video on how Ayurveda can help caregivers take care of themselves so they can continue to take care of their loved one. All right, so why caregivers burn out at a different speed? From my nursing background, I've seen two sets of people with the very same situations. The workload is exactly the same. They have a full-time job, there might be a family to take care of, and they have both their parents, for example, in an ICU bed waiting for maybe a long-term care to happen. And for any reason, one is going to collapse quickly while the other stay really steady. The difference isn't being tougher. It's about how the body processes stress. So some people lose sleep first. Others might notice some digestive issues. And another set of people are going to notice that, they shut down emotionally and they become numb. These are a warning light on the dashboard, but most caregivers push through them until the system breaks. And Western medicine often step in once you have collapsed. But Ayurveda, on the other hand, help us step in earlier, and we will take care of the early signs so you don't go full burnout. All right, so the Ayurveda lens on burnout. Ayurveda teaches us that burnout comes from depletion and imbalance. And each caregivers have different constitutions. There are three constitutions in Ayurveda. Vata, basically air and space. Pitta, fire and water. And Kapha, earth and water. And each constitutions break down in different way. So the Vata caregivers burn out through anxiety, poor sleep, scattered thought, exhaustion. There's the idea of movement in here, a rapidity, a velocity. There's a movement happening. Think about the wind, air, and space. The Pitta caregiver, on the other hand, are going to burn out through anger, irritability, inflammation, maybe digestive fire running too hot, so a tendency to maybe lose stool or even diarrhea. Remember the Pitta caregiver that have the fire and water. So the burn of the fire and the boiling of the water that kind of like come out. And the third one, the Kapha caregivers, burn out more slowly, but can sink into heaviness, depression, and emotional withdrawal. They are feeling stuck. Think about earth and water, that idea of like going through the mud. It's sticky. It's very difficult to go through. So if you know your tendency, you can catch the early sign. Fatigue you can't shake, poor digestions, restless mind, trouble focusing, irritability, or even emotional heaviness. So Ayurveda reminds us, don't wait for collapse. Notice imbalance early and bring yourself back before the system breaks. All right, so here are the practical takeaways so you can do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. So number one, notice the early sign. About noticing, we call it awareness, being aware of what's happening inside us. And most of people, I'm amazed, are not aware of their feeling, not aware of sensation in the body. So one really easy things to do is that every time you step out, whether it's in the morning first step or whether during the day, always go out and notice the sensation of the breeze on your skin, the sensation of the sun on your skin. Maybe if it's cold, if it's warm, maybe, from one day to the other, you might find that the temperature fluctuates and it change. This is a very easy way to feel. The more you do that, the more you will strengthen that muscles of being aware and being able to feel. Notice your early sign, keep a small journal, or simply maybe at the end of the day, ask yourself, am I feeling more tired? Am I more reactive? Or am I more foggy than usual? And then you're going to apply some small balancing actions. All right. So coming back to our three constitutions, Vata imbalance, that idea of movement and that idea of feeling dry and feeling completely tired. So we're going to slow down. We're going to bring the opposite of running, slowing down, the opposite of like drying. We're going to maybe apply some warm oil massage. Or maybe if you feel yourself eating some crackers, raw vegetable, salad, everything's dry. Let's move that towards a more warm, grounding meal, like a soup or a stew. Pitta imbalance. So if you feel yourself being fire and water, the wildfire is spreading, the water boiling out of the pot. The goal here is to cool down. So first of all, most of the time, the people who are very pitta avoid meal because they don't have time. They are super busy doing what they need to do. Do not avoid meal. Feeding that fire is very important. But you can also slow down and just take some deep breathing, or maybe take a walk outside. That will calm down the system. And then if you are feeling stuck, you have a kapha imbalance. Remember, it's that earth and water getting stuck, in the mud. Then we're going to put the opposite. You're going to get moving. So go for a short, brisk walk outside. Maybe put on your favorite music and dance just to shake, things up. These are tiny steps, but done consistently, they can prevent months of recovery later. All right. So if you are caregiving now and feeling yourself heading towards burnout, remember, it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's survival. Ayurveda gives us a personalized way to spot where you are depleted and how to rebalance so you can showing up for the loved one without losing yourself. So if you want to discover your own caregiving imbalance and learn specific tool on how your body and mind works, I invite you to book a consultation with me. We will look at your unique constitutions, your stress pattern, and create a plan that supports your resilience. Because caring for others begins truly with caring for yourself. Remember, you are your most valuable assets, so take care of yourself.